Hello and welcome to my first stream. I see a couple of folks join. Awesome. I do know that there are some listeners from US and some from Russia. Please use the chat window to interact with me. It will be much more easier for me rather than using different chats. Okay, so agenda for today. Well, just let me tell you quickly about the whole idea of the channel. So in my daily work, I am responsible for network automation stuff, and as part of these broadcasts, what I want to do, I want to learn something new for myself and share what I know with you guys on this topic. So generally speaking, I want to have a big lab with probably multiple vendors where I will try like Python, I will try netconf, we'll try Docker containers, where maybe I will have some CI, CD, continuous development, that kind of stuff. This is what I have in my mind. So for that, I hope that I will have some constant schedule where people could come and join and see where I'm at. So that will be more, those streams will be scheduled. Now, this one is the first one, so I decided, okay, let's just give it a go. Let's see how it works. And as part of this particular stream, it will be not in the scope of that the big project that I was just describing. I will this time I will just write some Python application, and the idea just presented itself a couple of days ago, and I decided, okay, like I should not wait and I should just start now. So I'm part of Router Gods network network community, and recently one of the members, one of my colleagues, told me that, experienced some frustration with the lab environment that he had, because he couldn't launch more than 60 devices in his lab. So he switched to GNS3. The problem was that the whole project was already created in that lab environment. So I decided, okay, like I will help you. So I will write some converter to basically convert the topology from in this particular case EVE to GNS3, and I will do it just because it's fun to me. So yeah, this is how this stream was born. So let's actually start. Just once again to reiterate myself, I will be writing a converter of network topologies from EVE to GNS3. Probably at this point it will be only IOL devices, IIS on Linux, but maybe in the future, we'll think about something more. Let's just get right into it. So I think it would be great if I just have all the code in the Git on public repo. Why not? It can be completely open source. So let me actually get right into it. And actually, quite a while ago, I was writing a converter of the configs from basically from a new iOS style to IL styles, like to rename interfaces and some other stuff. So in this case, it will be very similar. So yeah, let me create a GitHub repo first. So it will be what? It will be EVE to GNS3 converter. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, so this is a converter of EVE of networking simulator EVE-NG topology. No, I didn't even finish and I just pressed enter. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I will just do it manually then. So okay, I created a repo, but I didn't finish writing README. So this is a little bit unfortunate, but okay, I will edit later. Okay, so let me git clone this. Okay. You appear to have cloned an empty repository. That's fine. That was my intent. Okay. So I have an empty one. Awesome. So let me start PyCharm here. So usually for development I use either Atom or if it's like small script or PyCharm. I think in this case I will just go with PyCharm. Okay. So just give me a moment, I will bring it up. I will just start the main file. Okay. Okay, I don't need it that big. Maybe like this. Okay, and I have only one file. Okay, great. So let me also bring up actually, so as I told you before, I'm doing this because there is, one of my colleagues needed. So he provided me his project, his UNL topology file. So I'm going to start with exploring how UNL topology looks like and how GNS3 topology looks like. So let me bring this project to right screen. Okay. So this is a UNL file with 63 nodes, and we can see we can already see some interesting information here that, okay, it's XML file, it contains stuff like this, it contains topology where the nodes are described, so I can see here there is node ID, there is name of the node, image, environment. Okay, so this is all IL settings, and now also we have an interfaces here described as children of the node, and it says okay, interface, it has an ID and there is a network ID. Okay, so this is interesting. So it seems that UNL maps all the ports to some like entities which they call networks. Well, I guess, because I actually don't use EVE a lot. So you know, just a couple of times, and people know me as GNS3 fan. So, but what I see here is that, okay, I have a number of interfaces, I have 8 of them, and every one of those is connected to some, let's say, virtual network. Okay, so it's just an object. So I would guess that the networks, oh, it will take a while. Okay, let me go maybe through different direction. Okay, so okay, awesome. So then this all networks are also described as something. So in this case, they're all bridges. They have some names. I think it comes from the legacy of UNL3. In the very first versions of UNL, there was you couldn't like connect directly to devices, so you had to connect. You had to create a network, and then you had to create. Then you have to connect each port to this network. But then they changed it so that you can connect to devices directly. So I think it's still like a legacy from that. So there is this like imaginary object network which was previously visible, now it's not visible per se, and you so whenever you create a link between two nodes, this network is automatically created, and that's pretty much it. So this may be a little bit of a problem in GNS3. So because GNS3 only supports point-to-point links, in other cases you either need a hub or a switch. So I think I will add it here to like my notes here. This seems to be important to me. So in UNL/EVE, there are objects called networks, and I think I have to make it bigger as well. So there are objects called networks, and all links are connected to these objects. Awesome. And in GNS3 you can connect only point to point when you need more devices on the let's say broadcast segment. You need to use either hub or switch. We need to take that into account. Awesome. So I guess if there are more than two devices at the same time, sorry, so if there are more than 2 devices connected to the same network, let's do also a comment here, potential solution. If there are more than 2 devices connected to the same network, we will add generic switch, otherwise connect point to point. Okay, so yeah, I already see how much painful it will be, but you know, it's not impossible. So just additional work. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I really wanted not to like say the project name, but then, you know, like, because I actually, even though I am a really fan of GNS3, I think they're doing great work, and I also saw some of the latest features that they have in upcoming Pro version. So some of the stuff seem really impressive. I will continue using GNS3 for now. You know, this is just my own preference. So, but I admire their work, and you know, that's why I also kind of like was hesitant to mention their project. But hey, like, yeah, like, you know, it will be all over the project anyways, because this is what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so this one may be a little bit painful, and the main reason why it will be painful is that I will have to create a new entity, which will be switch, which is not present in previous file. Okay, so this is one thing. So I already went through this XML UNL file. It's pretty straightforward. I actually really impressed how short it is. So it really is like very, you know, like you can easily open the file and change something manually if you really wanted to. So, you know, I like how short it is. So let me also, so what this colleague did, he also started creating topology in GNS3, but he like connected only one link or so. Oh, this is horrible. So I have basically GNS3 file from him. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, and you already see like a number of lines, how big this JSON file is. So it's 1300 lines without any links. And this UNL file is what is like, it's it's also quite big, but this UNL file also contains the config, and this seems like base 64 encode to me. Let me actually check it. I'm curious what that is. So I need base 64 decoder. Okay, so let's see. Hey, nice. Yeah, that's correct. So it's base 64 encode of the IS config. Awesome. So actually, I'm not 100% sure if you can add configs to GNS3 files. I think at some point you could, but then I'm not sure. I checked recently, and I think they do not contain anymore the configs. But what we could still do, we could extract those. So there is in GNS3 a feature where you can bulk import all the configs at the same time. So if I create multiple text files, I think this would be a good option. So even if I couldn't do it in topology file, I could create a folder with all of the configs, undecode them from here, and put them into respective folders. And I think this is actually a great idea. And you know what? I'm almost willing to start with this, with like decoding the configs and putting them into proper file. Okay, so what I already see what I will need to do. I will need to create a source directory, so it will be source. No, I don't need to add anything here, and I want to add also destination. Okay. So in source, I'm going to put this UNL project. And let me pull up. Okay. Okay, so I will move the file from the respective folder. So this one, and obviously I want to copy it. I don't want to move it. So I'm going to move it to the source. Awesome. Okay, so I have this UNL file. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start with those config. It just seems a low-hanging fruit to me, like create an encoder. Let me also check. No, I think we are good. So yep, I like this. Okay. So what else is important? So one, besides these connections and so on, and let me also see how they look like in GNS3 file. So here I have, geez, that's a lot of stuff. So here, let's say I have one node. It says IOU. It says it's a label which is on the top of the device. It's image, port name. Okay, so this may bring some trouble. I already can see it. Compute ID VM. Okay, that's fine. Name ATL-SC. Okay, note that. Okay, this is also important. So I will also add it to more like my to-do list. So to do get configs from UNL file base 64, decode them, put them in separate folder in format. I think like this, startup config.txt. Okay, and then another one to do will be what? Node ID in GNS3 is I forgot how this is called. It like UUID 16, something like this. Node ID is UUID is random UUID. In UNL it is consecutive. Okay, to do another one. So another very problematic part will be in the UNL project. Obviously, whenever like you move something on the screen, the file of the topology saves the coordinates. So, and there are also like coordinates as well in GNS3. So for example, here in the node, you can see it says Z is 0, Y is minus 781, and height is this. What? Oh, sorry, no. So X is minus 694, Y is minus 781. Okay, so yeah, we will need to also correlate coordinates. Maybe some geometry or linear algebra will be involved. Yeah, so I don't see like, I see there are like there are negative coordinates, so here in GNS3, so I'm not yet sure how it will map directly like to probably like if I just take the same. Let me also bring up another one. I need to see another panel. No. Command palette, GitHub, GitHub. No, this is not it. Yeah, I want to see on the right. I want to see on the right side the how to scroll, and I don't see it here. This is terrible. Okay, so yeah, I stop at the point where yeah, I will have to map the coordinates. So probably this is where some math will be involved. So because I already discovered that GNS3 has negative coordinates, and here, for example, you can see right here in EVE there is left, which will be what? Left, right, it will be Y coordinate, and top. No, sorry, left, right is obviously X coordinate, and top will be like Y coordinate, and you can see they are positive. So I don't think I can just put minus in front and it will all like show the way it's supposed to be. So this will need some additional work. That's fine. Yeah, so yeah, also like every so often people who don't know like how I approach coding, it's like I almost never write code like just from the scratch, from start. The reason why is that I used to do that a lot before. Like you have some idea and you just like, okay, like give me the like Python interpreter and I will just write the code, or like I will start writing code right now and that kind of stuff. So, and then at some point, like, yeah, like the code works, it's fine until it doesn't, and then if you like didn't code, you weren't like not involved in that project for some time, let's say like just 1 week or even more, you like cannot understand what you did there. So I had a project like this, and after it happened, I just stopped writing the code instantaneously. So right now I spent like 50 or 70% of the time thinking about potential problems and thinking about architecture of the software that I write before writing the code, because actually like writing the code is easy. What is hard is to understand where the logic, what what exactly you need to do, what is your algorithm, and and sometimes it's not that straightforward. Yes, sometimes like you can solve it easily with just a couple like for loops and so on, but sometimes it's not so obvious. So yeah, this is really important to think about architecture of what you write before, even if you write the small stuff. So, and sometimes I also what I get the pen and scratch of paper, and if I cannot figure something out in the text part and I need some visual stuff, I draw on paper like at 90s or so, and it seems to work quite well for me. Yeah, okay, so I moved a little bit off topic. So I already identified a couple of steps. Let me more. Okay, so we need to take into account different links. We could get configs, not IDs, okay, correlate coordinates. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think that's more or less enough for the first stage of this project. So you have a couple of to-do items and so on. I will start with getting configs. I just, it seems to me so easy to do that I just want to do it to feel better. Yeah, I use a technique a lot, when you write some big stuff. Every so often I tend to write some easy stuff so that I get confidence in what I'm doing, because otherwise it's really hard to start. Okay, awesome. So yeah, and GNS3 is JSON file. I think I already described this. This one is XML. The problem for me will be that I actually do not know XML quite well. So I use this maybe once a year or so in Python. JSON I use on weekly basis, XML not so much. And it's actually has always been a pain for me, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm thinking how I'm going to start. So okay, I have this GNS3 EVE to GNS3 converter. Okay, so one thing that I know for sure is that there is very cool library called XML to dict, and I don't remember if I have it installed. So generally you would also want to use virtual env, but let's actually use virtual env for this, why not? So to make it easier for people to follow. Let me also remember the syntax. I think it's Python 3 minus env or something like this. So in Python 3.5 and Python 3.6 they changed the way you need to you could create the virtual environment. For those of you who don't know, so virtual environment is a way to isolate your Python your system Python installation from your project one. So you could install libraries of different versions that will be separate from your system Python. In this case on Mac it doesn't really matter because Python 3 is not system Python and it's installed using brew, so it's already kind of isolated, but just for the sake of the flow of the project I will create a virtual environment. So let me check what Google says on this. So Python 3 Python 3.6 create virtual environment, because previously you had to pip install a special library. Okay, so here is what they say: Python 3 minus emulators in pass. Okay, awesome. So let me go ahead and do this. So Python 3 minus emulators, and I store all of my virtual environments in specific folder, and we create EVE to GNS3. Okay, so it takes a while. So it will copy like link to the binary execution file and some standard library as well. Okay, so now it's done. Let me also make it a little bit wider here. So now I activated this source virtual env if to GNS3 bin activate. Okay, you see on the left my prompt has changed. Awesome. So there are almost no libraries here. So if I do pip3, no, sorry, I can do pip. Let's do this. Which pip? Pip3 version. Pip version. So pip is package installation manager in Python. Okay, awesome. So I can do now pip install XML to dict. I think this is how it's called. I really like this library and I used it. Okay. So Python use XML to dict. And obviously I cannot type properly. To open a couple of links here. Here it is. Print XML to dict parse. Namespace support. I don't need this. I just want to read the file. Give me a file. Okay, so also here let's start with shebang string. So it will be user bin and Python 3. And for execution files, we want to create this line to make sure that if the script is imported, we don't execute it. Sorry, we don't execute the main function. Okay, so I have my stuff here. And obviously I will also need to make this font bigger. So just give me a second. I have no clue how it's done here. Maybe like 19. 19 should be fine. Okay. Okay, so I need to import XML to dict. Also, I will put just for the test as a file. I'm thinking. You know what? I don't want to use it like this. I want to specify command line arguments actually. So I'm going to use so you know, like I'm thinking if I should go an easy way or proper way. Guys, tell me, should I go easy way or proper way? Okay. Okay, so if we are doing this proper way, so then I am going to create the command line parser. So you know, if I was doing it easy way, I would do this like source file is equal to source like kitchen sink blah 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 UNL, and let me also rename it. I don't like this big name. It will be pain to rename it. Sorry, pain to use it further. So it will. Let's do this test topology.unl. Okay. So yeah, this is what I would do if I would go easy way. So I would do this now. Because you said let's do it proper way, we are going to use command line arguments. So okay, so the library is called argparse and it's built-in library, and this is how you can create an arguments. And let me also check documentation here. Argparse quick start. It's very straightforward to use. Actually, I use it quite a lot. Parse Python 3. Yeah, so stuff like this. Okay, dev. So I'm going to create a function which collects those arguments. So it will be what? Get arguments. Get arguments. We don't need anything. We are going to create a parser here. I don't need a description, I think. So I'm going to create a parser. Let me also make it bigger. And I'm going to create the arguments themselves. So I think we will need at least two. So I think we will need the source UNL file and destination directory. Will be a good one. Okay, so for the I'm still thinking. Yeah, so let me do this. Python 3 arc parse. For this one, they actually have really good documentation here. So not this verbose. Let me add this one. V square. No. So there is one for file. Where is it? No. Okay. I didn't find here what I was looking for. Okay. Introduction, concepts, basics. Gosh. I'm not sure why I can't find what I want. Okay, I will also need definitely this. And then args is equal to this, and then I will have to return args. And let's do this args is equal to get arguments print args dot. Okay, let's just start with verbose to make sure I did it correctly. So okay, 2 lines here. Okay, so I will also need to add git ignore at some point. Git ignore. So I am going to include the default one. Generate. Here to the bottom, let's add source slash. Okay. Now here I need to create the runner actually, so I need to run this. In this case I'm going to run it with verbose just for the test. Now just run it. No mod. What? Okay, right. Okay, so because we are using the virtual environment, we will also need to change the interpreter here. So where is it? Build debugger, not Docker. Here, project, yeah, project interpreter. And then I have to change the interpreter. Add local. Okay, so it will be virtual env if to GNS3. Okay. bin file, yeah, here. Okay, so I have virtual env. Awesome. Okay, so now this is not supposed to crash anymore. Okay. Okay, so it will take a while until it changes the directory. Let me get back into it. So here I can now specify variables like this. And now if I do bring args.variables, it says true. So if I change here in edit configurations to, I just delete this, it'll say false. Awesome. So let's leave it. Let's leave this. It's not big of a deal. So we'll also create a short argument. And I really like using single quotes instead of double. So that's what I'm going to do here. Awesome, okay. So I think now I will be able to also to do minus v. And if I run this again, it says to, okay, also great. So one of the arguments that we will need would be the source. So let's do it minus f. Yeah, I think minus f is fine. So source topology file. So it's help. Increase output verbose. No. Okay, so help here would be specify source UNL if topology file. Okay. I'll make it smaller. I think I can do this. And then I will have to do, we'll have to specify the type. Let's see. File. Well, I don't see it here. Python 3 arg parse file. The reason I want to use file instead of string is it will automatically check if the file is there or no. How to open file using parse. Oh, okay. It's just type file. Yay. Type file. Not this. Oh, no. Here it is. This one. This is correct. So it will be type arg parse file type R. Great. So let me do this. What will happen if I do bring arg parse dot source topology file, and I will need to edit the config here. So I'm going to specify minus f, then source test topology.unl. Okay. Let's see. IO wrapper. Okay. Looks good. What if I read on this? Nice. Okay. So in this argument, I have the handler of the file, and I have a clean stuff here as well. So here me put -t dest folder, specify destination folder for resulting files, and this will be just a string, so I don't need to do anything else. Let me specify actually -d. -d what? Test. Okay. And print test folder. Maybe test folder or test directory. Let's do dir. I like dir. Okay. Look great. Let's run this. And it didn't work. Ah, nice. Let's do namespace has. Okay. That's dir. Nice. Okay. It's all good now. Okay, so I have the content of the XML file. I have the destination dir. Okay, so now I have to get back to that XML to dict stuff. XML parsing, yes, untangle. Wow, this is the first time I hear about untangle. But make sure Google Stack Overflow has to say about it. Untangle versus XML to dict. Maybe it will serve me even better purpose. Okay. More stars, more watchers, more forks. Last commit 5 months ago. Okay. I think that's enough for me to use XML to dict. So XML to dict is another simple library. Yeah, so the reason why I use this is because if you don't, oh gosh, it's so much painful to use with XML. Like really, really painful. Like, yeah, just horrible, honestly. So I'm still trying to remove all fading effects, so that, but I'm not sure I can. Alerts. I cannot do it actually. Yeah, so it seems like when somebody is following me, my stream freaks out. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So another simple library. So I have an output like this. You import it, you open it as FD, and you XML to dict parse on fread. Okay, this seems to be pretty straightforward enough. So there is one thing that I found out recently. The problem is this, is that, you know, like if you usually read the file in Python, you do like this. With open source path source path to file rsf, and then blah 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 blah. Now if you open file like this, it's already opened, so this also means that you have to close it once you read it. So I think there was a discussion a while back that you can still use this statement on this object. Let me check this. Using this statement. Because I don't want to close file manually. Like, that's why we have context managers in the first place. How to open file using our parse. Files command line argument. Okay, let's open this as well. Okay, these open, no, not this one. Read lines, I don't need read lines. File, yeah, this is the one. In order to have the file close gracefully, you can combine argparse file type is this statement. This is exactly what I need. So I need to do what? I need to say if with args is args dot source topology file as f. I'm going to I'm going to put it in the text file, the variable. Let's do the source UNL. Why name it UNL everywhere? Source topology file, topology XML, and it will be file. It will be f.read. Okay, so now I can close the file. I don't need it anymore because I have all all of the content in this variable. So now I do this. I parse it to XML to dict. Where is this example? Not this one, not this one. Okay, here. An XML file like this, my document is open. Okay, so it seems so straightforward. So it will be what? Source topology dict. So it will be source topology file, and then XML to dict dot parse. Okay, great. And honestly, I don't need this. Okay, so I'm going to print this source topology file. Sorry, source topology dict. Oh, haha, nice. This did not really work as I expected it to work. Okay. I think I'm not sure yet what is the problem there, but let me do this. Let me copy this file. Let me do test XML. No, test. Yes, test XML.unl. Okay. And then it will be XML. So I'm going to really simplify this because it's just too much. This though does not make any sense. So it says I want to open objects. Oh, so this is where it freaked out in the first place, I think. Wow. Just why? What is this? Like, this just does not make any sense. So okay, I have nodes here. Nodes. Okay, I close nodes. Now I start networks. I close networks. I close topology and I started objects, which is fine. I started objects. There are configs. Then I close objects and then I have empty element objects again. Wow, like I have nothing to say. It's just so horrible when I look on this. Just why? I think this is why this freaked out. Expat error. Wow. These guys also know how to name their exceptions. So yeah, I'm trying to understand if this is related or not. Let me actually start with this. Let me do this. Topology. Objects. Okay, this should be fine, I guess. So I need to edit configurations now. I want to say, well, give me text XML. Sorry, test XML.unop. Okay, so if I run this also didn't work. Is it because of XML line? I think it's because of that. Let's try it again. Right. Yeah, actually, no. It's crashed. Oh, nice. Am I just doing something wrong here? My document has an attribute and plus, so oh, okay. So nodes topology. I have to close this, obviously. You are reading a file which is ignored. Oh, okay. It still does not like this. Okay, so lab is open, lab is closed. Let me also remove the subjects for just a second. Did it help? It didn't. Is this because of XML? Or maybe I just... No, this is fine. So I'm printing this... file, no element found, line 1, column 0. I don't know if there is something, I don't see it. There are a bunch of interfaces here. Okay, let me check this. What does this error message say? What does Google have to say about this? I need newbie to Python. Well, that's not our case, but we still cannot get it working. Here's my Python script. No, there is no space in there. Parser, parse. And nobody helped this poor guy. Okay. No, not this one. This should be there. Okay. Okay, this is like how I would do 10 years ago using XML E3. Thinking if I should actually try it. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to open the my Python here, and I'm going to say that my source file is equal to source.test xml.unl, and then I want to import xml to Git. And let me also install one library, pip install lxml source virtual envs if to GNS3 bin activate pip install lxml. Okay, so lxml is another parser. Okay, so here I have this, and I'm going to say, well, with open source file rsf source topology file is equal to f.read, print source topology file. Okay, this works. So if I do xml to dict.parse on the source topology file, what? This one worked. And is it just because I installed that LXML? Nice. Why this one got parsed and another one I have exactly the same code? Parse source topology file, like, well, this part is a little bit different, but that's fine. Did I import LXML? No, I did not import LXML. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, god damn it. Oh, wow, that's such a rookie mistake here. So, like, where is Kappa? I need Kappa in the chat. please put some kappas in the chat, because this deserves a couple of face palms with kappas. So here is mistake that I did. So as I told you, this one, thank you Shogi Dev. So this file is already opened, as I told you. So if we do argparse file type R, it already opens. So here I did read just for the test. So I read the whole file at that point, and then I'm trying to read it again. So obviously it's empty. Like why? Wow. Yeah, it's actually a completely different experience to write code live. I would say it's much more challenging, but it's also useful because you're trying to walk through your audience through the steps, and you start understanding your application much better than you did before. So this is a good one. So I need to print this source topology ticked, and oh, I just noticed that my music stopped. Like 4 hours ago. Let me bring my music back. Okay, so this one should work now. So I say source topology dict XML parse blah blah blah. Okay, awesome. And I think I'm going to also put the breakpoint here, and I'm going to use debug. The reason why I want to do this is that I can view this in PyCharm. It's really neat. And what is going on? So I can explore it like this, but I thought I could click on it, and it was always the case. I don't know what they break and why. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry guys, you cannot see it probably here in the bottom. Yeah, there's not much I can do actually to make it this bigger. Probably like I could, but I will spend like 30 minutes finding the option. So I will just try to describe to you what I see. So this file goes through the parser, and it returns a dictionary, which I could explore directly in the PyCharm. I mean, yeah, probably I will need to use CLI here. The main reason why is so that you can see it with me. So I need source file to be test topology dot no, that's all. So I then need to open this, and then I have to parse it, and I'm going to save this result like result dict, and from print import. So this is what this functional library is called pretty print. So it may help us, but not necessarily in this case, because I use order dict. Oh, it's actually not so bad. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm thinking how I can do it better. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to that example, the smaller one, so where I copied the part of the file. Yeah, here. This is good. Yeah. So let's see. So it says order dict, where there is a key is a lab, and I'm looking on this text. Test XML. So it says, okay, you go to the lab, and then you go to the. So there are some parameters here, like name, version. They are accessible via @ symbol. And then there is topology, and then there are nodes, and there are interfaces. Nice. Yeah, so I know what I want to do from here. So I'm going to print partially. I'm going to print the name of every node from that file. Enderst, thank you for subscription. Okay, so yeah, okay, this is quite a lot. So I'm going to do this. I have this dict now. Now I can explore it. So I know that it starts with the lab, and then it has topology, and it has nodes like this. Shogi Dev, thank you for following. So I think this is going to work just fine. And then what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to assign this to a variable. Let's see, like nodes. And now I'm going to say for node dict in nodes. Node. I'm going to access. No, let's just look at this. Let's do also import pprint here and space and pprint node dict. Okay, so let's see. What? No. Source topology dict module is not callable. But it's order dict. How it's not callable? Okay, let me also put a breakpoint here. What does it say? So node is order dict. Exactly what I needed. And it has item inside of it. Okay, I don't see why it does not like me here. Module Object is not callable. Module object is not callable. I don't see how this is a helpful error message. Like, I honestly just cannot see it. Okay, so let me clear this up. Let's see. It's a type of thing that you get when you import a module. What? But even if you don't understand that, which is fine. That's pretty easy. Object is not callable. No. What does it say here? So this one will be nodes order dict which contains a list. Again, this deserves another facepalm with kappa. So yeah, obviously, like, you know, what I'm doing here is I'm just using this. So this is a module name, so I don't use any function from it. So yeah, of course this is going to crash on me. So I need to say from pprint import pprint. Now this is going to work. What? No. Why it prints and not tick like this? You're not supposed. No. So there is a node and it contains interface. Why it's not working the way I suppose it's going to work? Let me do this. Print wrapper of not ticked. Okay, so node dict contains one key. Let's walk through this code again. So node contains order dict. Okay, I think I understand. Let's see. Okay, great. So this converts to interesting structure here. So it goes through nodes and then to nodes. So this will be an order dict key. And now you have a list of nodes. So you have a list of dictionaries which contain what? Which contain like parameters. Sorry, they're called in XML, I think, attributes. It's the correct word. And then you have internal interfaces. Okay, so for now, let me just grab the add name for those. So let me just print what node dict. Maybe let's leave it like node add name. Nice. Okay, so I have now the list of all of the nodes here in the topology. Nice, that's awesome. Okay. So I said I wanted to start with extracting configs because for me it seems like an hanging fruit. But I have the one concern though. How do you map text object, which obviously contains a config, to the nodes themselves. So I guess it will be by this ID. So let me do this. Yeah, let me copy paste this again to base encoder. I want to make sure that I get it right. So it's base 64 decoder. Decode. Fail. Oh, I forgot P at the very beginning. What? Holy. So, not only they... Okay. Now I understand. So, remember I told you before, like, well, GNS3 has this, like, it's, like, file quite big and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You know, this kind of stuff, this is even taken to the next level. So here is this text object contains it basically contains HTML with CSS. Are you kidding me? Like, why? So, you know, like, wow, this, I mean, no, I think I'm not going to say anything. So, and there is mix like the of CSS classes right here and inline CSS. So this is CSS class, and then there is a style which is inline CSS. So, and it's all stored in the project. So yeah, like the idea was, well, instead of like saving these values, let's just save the whole HTML. Okay. No further question, Your Honor. No further question. Okay, so here is what I needed. So let me just get, so there is this config stuff. Because what I want to do right now, I want to get the name of the router. I want to get its config and save it as a separate folder in GNS3 so that we can import those. So for example, let me get this config ID 25. Seems quite big though. Okay, so and I grabbed 24, 25. I grabbed 25. So this is 25, it's DFVC. Okay, so now I want to also make sure grabbed 25. It is a config of DFVC. Awesome. So I want to now match, I want to print node name together with ID value. I need the test topology. So where it is? Okay, here I will access it via add ID. So I'm going to use here f-string. And f-string, for those of you who don't know, this is one of the latest additions in Python 3.6, where you can pass variables like this. So you have an f-string. Now you can put some text. So let's say ID, node ID is this, and I will say node add ID like this, yeah, and node name, and it will be name. So obviously I don't need this anymore. So look at this one more time, and I will need to use here double quotes. because I cannot mix single quotes like here and there. I either need to escape them or I need to use different quotes at the very end and the beginning. Okay, so let me do this. And it didn't work. Why didn't work? I don't know yet. Okay, now it seems to be fine to me. Let's do it again. Nice. Exactly what I need. And I was looking for node 25. Nice. It says GFVCSE. Wow. that's pretty cool, guys. So now I also want to get the configs because I want to merge those. Because configs. I'm wondering why they have this structure. So let me open this again. Why do you need to separate configs from like nodes? Like this part for me, I don't really get it right now. Because basically config belongs to the node. So like for me it would be very logical if it's like part of the node. Yes, this file will be less readable, but technically speaking the XML files are not for humans actually, so they are like for like machine serialization. So I would expect, you know, like it just makes sense that okay, if there is a config, it just sits here. Why do we have to use this ID number? But okay, like I'm, you know, like it's their project, not mine, so they can do whatever they want. Just adds a little bit of more pain here. And hold on. Crook24, thank you for following. Okay, so okay, so I'm thinking like how should I approach this? So probably while I'm parsing this, I would like to add the dictionary. So yeah, there are a couple ways to approach this. So I can create a Python objects from this, like node.id will be this, like node.name will be this, or I can just forget about it. And right now I'm not sure which way I should go. I want to use object-oriented programming here, but I'm thinking it may be an overkill here. Okay, I think I'm not sure yet. The reason why I want to use object-oriented programming is that, you know what, I'm going to use it. The reason why I want to use it is that I can then create a dictionary. Let me open my file here and like here dev notes. Oh, dev notes. So I want to use OOP to create objects, like to create Python objects from XML. Then I will have dictionary ID to node, ID to node object. I don't know if I should use this. You know, it kind of, I mean, it will be very similar, but I think I can do it. So I will need the class node. Okay. Object and then def init self. So I'm going to parse just not dict, and then self not dict is equal to not dict, and I will have a function called parse not dict self, and here I'm going to use self.parse not dict. Okay, so here I'm going to say, well, do this for me. Self dot name is equal to self dot not dict from Sans98, thank you for following. So I'm going to create here the, yeah, I'm going to like parse all of that stuff from the XML. So I will need to be extra careful though. So I want to create what? I want to use self not dict at name. So it will like this, at name. Self dot node ID, and I don't want to use ID because it's built in Python stuff. So I don't want to rewrite the already existing Python, yeah, like Python ID. It will not hurt here, but I just don't, it doesn't feel right to rewrite something that could have internal use there. Okay, so and also type. Why it's complaining about this? Hey, why are you complaining? Highlight to me, why are you complaining? Move attribute to init method. Okay. Okay, so this will be like this. What else? So I don't think I'm going to parse everything. I don't want to waste my time on that. I'll just parse the main stuff here. So name, ID, and image, and not type. Self not type. Type will be the same thing. Okay. Class node objects and and let me change the styling guide here, but I don't remember where. Restructure text, Google. I really like Google style docstrings. Okay, so create an argument parser. Args none returns parsed arguments. Parse argument parser object. Why are you complaining? Inject language or reference. Okay, I will just delete this altogether. Namespace. Okay, this one I have no clue why it says insert type. No, I'm not going to insert type assertion. Okay. So now this will be a little bit different. So I will need to say, well, I will also say if. Okay, so I already can see a function. So okay, let me minimize this. So I will have def parse nodes. And what do I need? I think I will need the I'm thinking def parse nodes. So I am going to need this. So it will be nodes ticked. And then I will say for a result, no, nodes is equal to this for node in nodes dot no for node ticked in nodes ticked node is equal to node from node ticked, and then nodes append nodes. And then there is one more thing that I think I have to do. I think I want to create a mapping, so it will be ID to node. So I'm going to also to add the ID to node. Let me check the stream as well. Oh, the Crook24 says XML is meant for humans, but it turned out it was a very poor choice, highly unstable. Only go if you intend to change it over time, otherwise it most certainly is overkill. I don't know, like, well, you know, both points here are debatable. Like both XML, like in JSON, you know, like their primary use case was, you know, for machine serialization. Yes, like that they are much more readable than like binary file or something else. That's true, and there is still like structured text. That's true, but I still can't say that they are really like for humans. Like whenever, you know, whenever there is something, like whenever I'm developing some application, you know, I tend to use like JSON. In Python, it's really like obvious choice. And I see people who do not know programming, and if they like have to change something in this JSON file, like they don't want to do it. It's still harder than you know, than it could have been. You know, like I feel like the golden, you know, golden, how's it called in English? Golden middle? No, I don't think it's called golden. Like, yeah. So whatever it is, so something that is balanced would be YAML file. So YAML is really like, you know, people cannot say like, oh, I don't understand how to edit YAML file. I really like YAML. The only problem there is that there are no built-in Python libraries, so you have to pip install something, so it's additional dependency. Okay, XML purchase in relation to having worked with XML, I can say it's slower, more prone and less secure recently. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like JSON is obvious choice, especially if you program on Python. So I don't say it's like choice for everything, because it's definitely not, but if you use it for something internally for Python, it just makes sense. So about your another comment, only go off if you intend to change it over time, otherwise it most certainly is overkill. So I agree and disagree with you at the same time. The main reason why is that like technically everything in Python is object. So it's, you know, like you are one step, you are there with 1 foot already, and it's not hard to in Python to like switch to object-oriented style. It's like, you know, just 1-2 lines of code. What I get in return is that I stop referring to this dictionary here with its keys, which are like this: @name, @id, @type. It, you know, like for me, it's much more easier, and you know, it's much more easier to read that code when you will have that like not.name, not.something. You see what I'm saying? So, and this part is also separated. So like I moved this like parsing part separately to the class. So I will not have it inside of my like logic code later. So it's, you know, like I felt this would be a better choice here, just because it's just, you know, I add as an overhead release these 2 lines, like class and init statement. And then, because otherwise I will, you know, because what we have here is that configs are separate from the nodes. So I will have to have the mapping of in the dictionary from the ID to the dictionary. With this approach, now I have mapping from ID to the object, which is much nicer in my opinion, at least. Okay, so let's continue here. So it will be ID to node, node ID is equal to the node object itself. So then I'm going to return nodes and ID to node dict. Okay, so let me write this down. So nodes dict dictionary containing parsed XML for nodes returns tuple. Actually, not sure when you return no, actually I can just write here. So it returns what? It returns list list of node objects dictionary of ID to a node object mapping. Okay. So converts dictionary with parsed XML to list of node objects. Awesome. So this looks great. So now I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore either. So I will say ID nodes and ID to node is equal to this. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to print, just for test, print node ID node. No, let me just do this. Print ID to node. That will be enough. So if I got it right, too many values to unpack. Thank you, because obviously I didn't do this. So I didn't call this function here. Wow, nice, I got it right. So, but okay. So this I do not like. So let's change this. So I'm going to change my node object. So you see, like the object itself, when you like print it, it just print this. That's not cool. Not cool. So let's add a wrapper. So I underscore wrapper underscore. So I'm going to return cell.name. No. Return. This may be tricky. So usually you would like to write here in the wrapper the valid Python code. Now, I'm not sure I can do this because, you know, I mean, I can, but the valid code will be putting this node dict there. And I don't want to do this really. So I think I will do this. I do f node like this. So it will be cell.name. Let's do it again. Nice. Okay. So let me also pretty print this. Great. Okay, so I think for today I will stop when we finish this config. I think it will take me around 15 more minutes or so. Let me see the chat. Is there something new there? No commands. Okay, so let me continue here. So, okay, I have this. This is cool. So now I will also need to. Okay, I think I need a get function for this. So I want to have a get function. Do I want to have a get function? I could have it as static method, I think. Let me think if this makes sense. Because I'm going to get the object by its ID number. So how do I want to use this? Do I want to call not.something? Or I will use self ID. I think I will just use this dictionary. I don't feel I need to create something else here. So awesome. So I have this. Now I have to get configs. So I'm going to I'm going to add configs. Dev parse configs. So it will be configs ticked. It's okay. So, okay, let me go back here. Because I really need to be careful here. Okay, so I need to refer to configs object, but what is its parent? Here. So it's objects.configs. Okay. So it will be, I hope this will work. There is one thing that I didn't like there in the parsed output, and I told you before about this. There are multiple definitions of objects. So let me do this. I will bring this. Text. Okay, this looks fine to me. So I'm going to, what if I do configs? List indices must be integers or slices, not str. Thank you. What? Okay, I need to do more investigation here. Why it doesn't work like this? I don't see this parsed though. Is it parsed? I don't think it's parsed. Oh, there was something here. Configs. So why don't you work there? Then? So it's a list. Oh, okay. So it's a list which contains, no, it should be fine. Lab objects. Let's do keys. List object has no attribute keys. What do you mean it has no attributes? Okay, I think I think it will be like this, and then configs. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is great. So there is configs and then config. Maybe. I think. Okay, great. So config dict will be this, and I actually want to call parse configs on this, and then I'm thinking, you know, like, and I'm going to put two variables here, and let me do it here. So I also want to pass ID to node. Okay, great. So, and then I will need to add here ID to node. So great. Config sticks, parse. Why are you yelling at me? You're not supposed to yell at me. Hello. Remove assign. What? Annotate types. No. It's to return something. Okay, this will go away, I think, later. So need config dict, need ID to node, which I obviously need to add here as well. And so basically for every object, so for config dict in config dict, I want to get, so ID will be config dict dot sorry, not dot add accessing add ID. Okay, I need to, no, it's not ID actually, not ID. Text, okay, fine. And then I have to base decode this, base 64 decode. So let me go back to Google. Python 3 base 64 decode. How to decode base 64 in Python 3? Wow. Okay, so unencrypt. It's not encryption, it's just decoding. Beep. Okay. Let's hope for the best. So config uses, and I want to reference the this one, add text. Sorry, hashtag text. Okay, so now I can say, give me the node which is related to this. So ID to node from node ID. Awesome, and then node.config will be config. And then let's do this. I think this is good enough for now. And do I need to return something? No, I don't need to return anything. So modifies node objects. Parses XML containing configs and adds them to node objects. And config attributes. Okay, awesome. Here is a small mistake. Okay, config dict. Right, I don't need this anymore. And then I need to do this. I'm not sure why it's highlighting this, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through every node, and I will say for node in nodes, I want to print, let's see, let's have f string node name, And then I'm going to print the first, let's say, 100 characters of the config. Not, I need this, not .config first 100. So, and that's all. Not object has no attribute name. Of course it has. Here it is. Type object node has no attribute name. What? Of course it does. I don't like this. I broke something. Node ID to node. Okay. Let's explore. No, let's actually do this. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's debug this. Special variables node. I broke something. Huh, nice. So this list that I returned does not make any sense. Node is not from dict node.append node. Node ID is this. So why don't you like this? I gave you this, and you still don't like this. Something is going on here and I don't see it yet. Main.node. Okay, I created an object, I put it here, I have a wrapper function. Hi there. So, oh damn it, again, this deserves third facepalm. So no, like, you're supposed to add the lowercase node, which is your object, basically. Okay. Nice. This is I like. This let me add maybe 300 symbols. I want to see host names as well. So it says nice. See? So now I mapped the config to the node itself. This is great. Binary. Why it's binary? No, I think it can be binary. It's fine. Okay. Here is a little bit different output. Let's see what is there. Hostname LACE. Okay, perfect. So I'm almost there. I think it will take me around maybe like 7-10 more minutes, and then I will have a small summary because it's already 10 p.m. my time. Okay. So I have print, I have this, I have configs. Now my idea was I want to create a folders with configs and store them in the specific format. And let me double check, just give me a second, I will double check how it looks like for my other projects. So how the file should be named. Okay, so the file should be named hostname _ startup -config.cfg. Great. So let me do this. Let me go to the node and let's see. Let's have it there. Dev. I'm thinking if I should create a new method to create a file name. I don't think I should, but I could create a method. Yeah, I will do this. Dev write config to directory dir. So I need one parameter self and another one destination. So destination dir. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm basically saying, hey, I need import library import OS. And let me also bring up my Python interpreter because I don't recall OS library on the top of my head. So I think it's OS, and then let's see, I have a test directory which will be tst, and then I have b is equal to configs, like this, and then I want to os pass join ab, just like this. Okay, so I need this. I need to, can I join more than two? Okay, I can do this as well. So I need to have destination directory, and then I want to join them with the file name. Okay. So I'm going to open the file for binary. So I'm going to do open, and here let's do this pass is equal to os pass join destination directory, and then file name will be f string self.name _ startup -config.cfg, and then I merge these two. I say open pass, and I'm going to open it for binary write as f, and then I'm going to do f.write self.config. Great, perfect. So now I have a method. So the only thing I really have to do, I need to, let me see. So I'm going to do for node in nodes, I'm going to, no, first I have to check if the directory is created. And let me go to the Google Python, check if directory exists, create otherwise. I see to answer is good for each. Okay, if not, okay, this is great. It's exactly what I need. So I think I can put it in main. It's not a big deal. So if not os pass exists directory. Okay, so here I need to change something. Config dir path is going to be rx dot os pass join rx dot current directory plus rx dot No, I don't need current directory. It will take it by default. Args dot, how did I name it? Get arguments will be destination directory. This will be destination directory. So I need to merge this and configs. Let me check this out. Okay, this looks great. So this args.destination directory, and then I'm going to create this directory. If it doesn't exist, I am creating the directory. Now, basically, for node in nodes, I'm going to do node write config to config dirpass. To this, I want to change this a little bit. Python. Oh, sorry, you can't see this. Python delete directory with all files if exists. Okay, this looks great. So import sha-util shutil, chautil, whatever, and then because I want to make sure that I don't have any leftovers, so I'm going to join this and I'm going to use this function rm3 to delete this config dirpass, and basically I'm going to create this directory again. Whew. No such file or directory destination.configs. Okay, let's do this. Try. Maybe I will refactor this, but later. Sorry, accept file not found error. Pass was make else. Nice. Okay, so something has happened. Let me pull up the project here. Nice. I hope that. Wow. I didn't expect it to work like this. This is really cool. So basically I just created a folder called configs, which contains all of those files. And let me do this. What happens if I run the script again? I opened a bunch of files. So, and you know, this is not good enough. I'm going to go to destination and I'm going to say ls cd configs ls laptor. Okay, so I see now that yeah, creation date is 10:13 my time. So let me wait till 14 minutes, and I want to run the script again to make sure that almost there. So when I run it again, I actually delete this directory first. Okay. So if I run the script again, that's finished. Okay, so let me go back. And I see that they changed And do you still see all the files? Yes, I still see all the files. Okay, great. So let me go quickly to the chat before I wrap up, and then I will do a summary of what we did today. Okay, so yeah, so we created a bunch of configs. From that you know XML file. So I'm thinking if I should, yeah, before I wrap up, I actually need to add this, so it will be dictionary is parsed XML configs, and I need to know dictionary containing ID to Bye Shogi, thanks for joining. So I need to say dictionary containing ID to node object mapping. So I'm going to have this. Probably I also need to put this into the function. But for now, let's see. I'm thinking. No, let's leave it like this for now. So, and maybe I don't need return statement here. Okay. And also let me add finally here. No, I don't need finally, it's fine. Let's make it steers, okay. So let me just double check this code runs. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to see git status. I need to make sure I ignore some stuff. So I want to ignore idea. I don't want to ignore git ignore. I want to ignore all CFG files. I'm going to ignore also destination. Okay, so okay, let's save this. Git status if to GNS3 convert and git ignore. Awesome, so I also need to add readme file, and I think I will first push this and then I will add the readme file. Okay, git add a git status git commit parse nodes and configs from XML file. Git push. Okay, so let me go to the browser here. Here's my project. Okay, so I also want to add readme. Commit new file. Is there is a preview of which does convert which converts topologies created in networking in the EVE-NG to GNS3 format. Okay. This uses Python 3.6 The coding of this project is live streamed on Twitch TV/GNFigo. Okay. Okay, so I need to commit directly, commit a new file, add an optional extended description. No. Okay. And I also need to add the license. So create a new file. Website for this repository. Yes. So it will be https Twitch TV GNFigo. Save. Where I can create the license file here. I don't see it. GitHub add license file to existing repository. Create a new file, input license MD. Okay. License MD. And I think it should be with big letters. License MD and where is this website? Git. What license should I use? There is this funny website, chooselicense.com. I want it simple and permissive. I'm concerned about, I care about sharing improvements. Okay, MIT seems like a best choice for me. Okay. Add license. Okay. Wait, what? It didn't work for me for some reason. Branch master to commits, add readme, new pull request. Upload files? No. Clone or download? No. Okay, I will create this again. Creating file license.md. Okay. Add license file. Add license. Choose a license template. MIT. Year. Review and submit. I just want to commit directly. Let's.ng. Nice. Okay, so I have a license. I have a README file. I have my code here. I didn't fill this in, but that's fine. Okay, so let me just do some quick summary here of what we did and how I'm going to move forward with this. So let me see if there are any questions. Oh, and sorry, and you put guys in the chat, and I didn't pay attention to the chat. At some point, I will learn how to follow the chat while doing the stuff, but probably in subsequent streams. Okay, so but thank you guys anyways. So yeah, so far what we did, we basically parsed the initial file, initial UNL topology XML file. We gathered some data, so we gathered like name node, like that kind of stuff, image name, I think. We then parsed configs for that. We attached configs to those nodes, and then we wrote those configs as one file per each node into the output directory. So obviously, I mean, this is good, but you know, this does not really solve our problem. So on our next stream, what we are going to do, we are going to do more, you know, we are going to continue this project. So obviously there is still a lot of stuff to do. So maybe from my to-do list here, okay, this is not relevant anymore. This was done. Sorry, not this one, this one. But I still have to do all of the interesting logic. So this will be in subsequent streams. I'm not sure when. You know, I will try to do it like in a couple of days while I'm still like doing this project, so probably like my schedule will fluctuate. But then after this go live, probably I will have some more constant schedule where I will go back to my big ideas that I told you in the beginning. Okay, so if you have some questions, let me know. You can, by the way, you can contact me at contact@dmfigo.me. I think I didn't put it in the chat because I'm trying to avoid spammers. Yeah, and let's see till the next streams. Thank you very much. Bye.